Your mind is very powerful. Yet, if you're like most people, you probably spend very little time reflecting on what you think about. After all, who thinks about thinking? Your thoughts are a catalyst for self perpetuating cycles. What you think directly influences how you feel and how you behave. So if you think you're a failure, you'll feel like a failure. Then you'll act like a failure, which reinforces your belief that you must be a failure. These types of things influence our thinking, both tactically and strategically, both short-term and long-term. There are four interrelated internal factors which then affect external factors, and the cycle begins all over again. Emotions are described as one's feelings or mood. Behaviors are described as one's actions or how one conducts themselves. Thinking is described as using one's mind to consider or reason. Beliefs are described as something is true or that something exists. For example, John comes into your office saying, "I'm just not good enough to advance in my career." The lack of effort prevents him from getting a promotion. Or Christy will say,
I'm really socially awkward.
so when she goes to a social gathering, she stays in the corner by herself. When no one speaks to her, it reinforces her belief that she must be socially awkward. Once you draw a conclusion about yourself, you're likely to do two things. Look for evidence that reinforces your belief and discount anything that runs contrary to your belief. Someone who develops the belief that he's a failure, for example, will view each mistake as proof that he's not good enough. When he does succeed at something, he'll chalk it up to luck. Consider for a moment that it might not be your lack of talent or lack of skills that are holding you back. Instead, it might be your beliefs that keep you from performing at your peak. Creating a more positive outlook can lead to better outcomes. That's not to say positive thoughts have magical powers, but optimistic thoughts lead to productive behavior, which increases your chances of a successful outcome. Take a look at the labels you've placed on yourself. Maybe you've declared yourself incompetent, or perhaps you've decided you're a bad leader. Remind yourself that you don't have to allow those beliefs to restrict your potential. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. With practice, you can train your brain to think differently. When you give up those self-limiting beliefs, you'll be better equipped to reach your greatest potential.